fire on up. Oh, it's time to fire on up. Pound on your chest like there's no tomorrow. Just play the game right, no one can follow. Oh, it's time to fire on up. Oh, it's time to fire on up.
I feel like December is probably one of the hardest months to stay on track. Not only for working out, but also diet as well. Everything starts getting gray, the sun doesn't come out as much. The junk food's a little bit more accessible. Comfort foods seem to be around a little bit more. Most people have some more obligations, seeing family, friends, traveling, the holidays. It just seems to be one of the harder months to kind of stay with your normal routine. For us to do that, Chrissy and I have created a challenge for ourselves to hold ourselves a little bit more accountable, to making sure that we're still getting some work done, even though we've maybe got more obligations and our routine's a little bit different than it normally is during the normal training season.
I love fitness and I love training. There's no surprise there. The amount that I train when I'm training for the games, like you gotta love it to be able to do that. But right now I'm kind of in a really weird spot. So we've just finished the season, so we're in off season. It's winter, so it's getting dark super early. It's also very cold and I don't really have a goal on the horizon. So with me, that kind of, not necessarily that I struggle, but it can be more challenging to feel motivated and to feel excited about fitness, even though I love it so much. Sometimes when you have a goal, it can give you purpose, and that's how I feel. Is having that goal just makes it fun, it makes it exciting, it makes it motivating, and it doesn't always have to be a super serious goal. It just gives us that purpose. It gives us something to look forward to, something to check off, and just makes us feel satisfied. So I'm really looking forward to this challenge.
I don't normally drink pre-workout, but especially during this time of year, it's a little bit gray, it's cold outside, it tends to be a little bit harder to get going. And maybe it's something I do 1 or 2 times a month when I actually kind of need a little bit of a boost. This is Megawatt Grape. It's by First Form. If you guys do take pre-workout or are interested in it, this is one that actually doesn't make me feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack like some of the others do. So what Chrissy and I have decided to do to hold ourselves accountable is come up with a little challenge. What that challenge is going to consist of is hitting 2,000 calories on an assault bike, 2,000 box step-ups, and 2,000 sit-ups in the month of December. Chrissy's bike calories are actually going to be scaled back to 1,500. All that's going to do is hold us accountable to making sure that we're working towards something. We've also got it set up in a Google spreadsheet to where it'll kind of add up our numbers and we can track where each other are at and how close we're getting to that final goal.
Ooh, too close. Okay, Pat told you about our challenge. I like challenges, clearly. That's why I do CrossFit. But here's what I want to know. So the challenge is calories on the assault bike, which I don't think is fair because I'm about to go ride 30 miles outside, which is going to take me about 90 minutes, and that doesn't count towards our challenge. Do you guys think that's fair? So we have a bike problem. We keep them all in the basement. Here's Pat's bike. Currently collecting dust because he doesn't like riding in the cold. Here's my bike. I love my bike. It is a tri-bike and it's a Cervelo. And then if we don't do road bikes, we have our hybrids. So we have matching bikes. So I'm currently pumping up my bike tires. I'm gonna get dressed in all sorts of clothes because it's about 40 degrees outside, but I want some fresh air, and so my mom and I are gonna hit a nice 30-mile bike ride. If you ask me, I should be able to calculate calories per mile and put that in the challenge. What do you guys think?
She is gone. Today is December 1st, and I'm gonna go out in the garage and I think I'm gonna do a 1 hour long AMRAP to just kind of get ahead on this, to be honest with you guys. And I'm gonna go 50 calorie bike, 50 box step ups, 50 sit ups for an hour, see if I can get a pretty big chunk of these kind of knocked out and get me a little bit ahead of Christy. Whether you guys wanna participate in something like this or come up with a challenge with you and your friends to hold each other accountable, I do think it makes it a little bit easier to stay on track during the holiday season and these months where the sun kind of goes down, and it makes it a little bit harder to kind of motivate yourself sometimes. So we just got a new washer and dryer. So our old ones are in the garage right now, kind of cramping our style, so I'm gonna have to get these towards the front so I can get them out of my way. Going for a full hour. 50 cal bike, 50 box step ups, 50 sit ups, full hour long. Let's see if I can get a head start on Christy.
Dressed to impress like it's prom night. And when you live in top shelf, you know you gotta set the bar high. Had the same dreams since we was kids. Big trips, big cars, and even bigger cribs. Never thought that it would happen just the way it did. Fast forward that now, it's just the way we live. That's good food and drinks, my mood makes you think that this life's made for a king. The room starts to shake, so smooth if you blink, you might just miss the whole thing. It's just a different way to move in the heart.
Pre-workout kick in, and then I kind of picked up the pace a little bit and tried to hold myself accountable to a set pacing to get a round done. I was just under an hour to get seven rounds done, but I feel like the good thing about a challenge is that instead of on the days where you don't feel maybe like working out and that motivation is a little bit harder, it's kind of the opposite, where I got to that hour mark, I hit my 7 rounds, and instead of stopping, because I'm in a competition with Christy, there's a little extra motivation. I went an extra 100 cal bike, 100 box step-ups, and 100 sit-ups.
When I came home and I peeked in the garage and I saw Pat drenched in sweat and I saw an assault bike out, a box, and a spot for him to do sit-ups, I knew it was on. I do not like to lose. And for me, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, this makes fitness fun. This makes it exciting. It makes it motivating. It makes it easy to overachieve because I have something that I'm physically checking off and I'm working towards. And that's why I love CrossFit. That's why I love fitness in general. I love goals. So having this little fun challenge with my significant other, my spouse, is just gonna motivate me. For instance, the other night, instead of sitting on the couch at 6:30 because it's dark and it's cold, I turned on a garage heater and I went outside and I hit a 45-minute AMRAP. I felt so much better after. So movement can just really help, and having something to look forward to and work towards achieving is even better.
So it makes it a little bit easier to push a little bit further, stay a little bit more motivated and engaged. And I think that's kind of the reason for doing it. So whether you guys do something like this, I think especially for the month of December, it can be really helpful. And you also kind of get a head start. A lot of people want to get going when the new year starts. It's like, don't wait for the new year, start before that. Still make the good habits of eating well, working out. I'm gonna do some deadlifts after this and a whole bunch of curls, because that's what I got on the agenda today. And I also might do class, but I'm staying ahead of the curve. And then when those times come where maybe you do have to skip a workout or the meals get not so healthy, you don't feel so guilty about it and you don't really get so backtracked, because you're working maybe a little bit more than you would this month than maybe a typical month, especially this time of year. Hopefully you guys give that a go. Like, subscribe, join us for the next one. Today is December 1st, so I got a head start. And actually the math on that will put me at 450 of each. So the other thing about this and the challenge in itself is the numbers we set probably aren't going to cut it. It's probably going to turn into more of a AMRAP than just a set number. So it should be fun and we're excited. Hope you guys have a good December. You're excited about the holidays, but you keep working hard.
Stepping out flat, body hot like July. Never brain on the inside. All I can say, oh na 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 na. No compromise. Putting up day and night. Metal to the battles won. Living in the high of it. And I say never.